welcome back to BirdyBoots, and this is just gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. So this is a game called Asagao Academy, and wow, that is loud in my ears. This is a dating sim, but it's a dating sim that features some of my favorite YouTubers. People from the Normal Boots Club, so people who post on normalboots.com. Okay, right, there's music. Some of my favorite YouTubers, Peanut Butter Gamer, who is probably one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, if not my favorite YouTuber, Pro Jared, The Completionist, Did You Know Gaming. Those guys are just my favorites. I watch them all the time, and this is a dating sim for those people. So this is about to get weird. I don't know if this song is copyright. I guess I'm gonna find out the hard way. I'm probably gonna end up dating someone that I really admire, which is very weird. Okay, chapter 1. The train made its way along the gentle curve of the east coast of Japan, whisking me farther and farther from home. What have I got myself into? Honestly. Across from me sat a boy, face half buried in a newspaper. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his paper without ever making eye contact. It had been almost an hour, in fact, and he hadn't once looked at me. That would suit me fine. I don't like talking to people as it is. Devoid of conversation, I took instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush, carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth, over and over. Now and again I turned to look out the window where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Eventually this rapidity made my stomach churn, and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. 1, 2, 3. Ooh! The train compartment shuddered around us. My eyes wandered to the boy in his jacket. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and other students on the train were wearing. Instead it was a green, vastly light jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on the front. Is he going to be part of the Normal Boots Club? Are we going to meet someone? Oh! It's Jared, isn't it? He folded his newspaper neatly, set it in his lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight and blindingly bright. There was something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling. He's a vampire! He's Edward Cullen! Me? That's us, by the way. We're a girl called Hannah. He glanced around the compartment, empty beside us, and laughed. Are they using actual clips from the Normal Boots guys? Oh, no, I'm not first year. I'm a third year. The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach, but I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. Yet don't puke. What kind of impression would I leave, puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy? The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt. Of course I'm wearing a skirt. That's not possible. I've never seen you before. Grumpy. Ooh. It took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response. This is extremely well put together, can I just say. It's because I'm a transfer student? He laughed again. A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those. I removed my acceptance... what the fuck was that? I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper, heavyweight, off-white, had accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
Well then, Hannah, I suppose I'll be seeing you around. I don't know if that's Jared's voice or not. I assume that's Jared. It looks like Jared the most. I might be wrong. He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response, he was already gone from the compartment. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized he, having gotten it from my acceptance letter, knew my name, and I never got his. The train settled at the station, and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April, and the last frost of winter had come and gone. This is nice music. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gust weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with the swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing, so animated around me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. I do have sweaty hands right now, I'm not gonna lie. It was leather-bound and worth more than anything it contained. It wasn't far to the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school issued black Oxfords clicked. Oh, they're shoes. Just say shoes. I walked this walk over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao Academy this first time. My new start. That's so cliche, isn't it? I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk, that somehow everything would be magically different, but as I looked around I realized nothing had changed. I hadn't changed. Ooh, it's the school! By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. The school, framed by the gate's twisting black metal, was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it, Asagao Academy. I glanced around. The swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building. Not actually blue, right? That would be cool. A girl pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. A few moments later, the black gate, with great effort, creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. Ooh, a bench. The crowd split off in different directions. For a moment, I panicked. Ah! You're not from Normal Boots. He might be. PBG, you're looking a bit old these days. A tired-looking man with greying hair called out for first years, a cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him. Hey, look at that girl. I turned. A few feet away, a small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. Oh, that's mean. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? Said Posh Boy. How desperate can you get? That's the guy from the train, Tall Boy, right? No, maybe not. Maybe not. Hot shame crawled down my neck. I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. You should never be ashamed of having pink hair, let me tell you. Pink hair is great. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. But do we live in a universe where people would naturally have pink hair? Because that would be great, and I want to live in it. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory, a large sign in the lawn reading Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. How many students did Asagao have? Ooh. Hello. As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. Well, the music stopped. That's creepy. She walked over.
Oh,
that's a creepy smile.
You must be my roommate!
I don't need to say that. I eyed her warily. She was smiling and bouncing in a way that suggested her views on life were akin to a perpetual bouncy castle.
Bingo.
Of course, you silly. Let me guess. Room 325? I thought back to the paper I received a month prior with the list of all the supplies I needed for the year in my dorm arrangements. I have an itchy nose. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. Was she laughing at me? When I found out my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were going to be a total main character. Fourth wall! Fourth wall! I'm sorry. A what?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair. I felt a lump forming in my throat. What was she talking about? She had to be making fun of me. I hadn't spent more than 5 minutes on campus and I was already being mocked. My hands began to tremble. Is there something wrong with my hair? Her face slackened from its amused smile to a more worried expression. Oh. Then she began to laugh again. No, it's great.
No. It's great. I'm sorry.
Okay. Sometimes they say things for me.
We're
Great.
getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? Oh gosh.
This is weird.
You must be Hannah.
I have never had an interactive story talk to me before. I bowed my head. It's nice to meet you, May. I'm going to call her May. Maybe it's Mai. I'm going to call her May. All your school books are waiting in our room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. I hope you're not mad. May started walking toward the dorm's front doors. I followed behind like a lost puppy. Did you check in at the front desk already? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. Good. They'll love to have a staff member give you a tour of the campus, but I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in year 3, you know. Oh, is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I bought an extra bag of stuff to decorate our room with. I started already. I hope you don't mind. No, that's cool. But I did wait to string the lights. I thought we could do it together, you know? She seems nice. She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me no time to answer until the end of her monologue. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. She held the front door open for me and I hurried inside. Oh, it's pink! That's cute! Girls filed up and down the hallway, howling greetings and exchanging vague niceties, fucking hell, that were, more often than not, how was your break? And look at how tan you got. It seemed like everyone knew each other. I followed May as she led me through the maze of students and up 2 flights of stairs. Each dorm floor looked the same as the last, narrow white doors lining both sides of the pale pink walls. Thin gold numbers were tacked onto the front of each, the numbers rising as we climbed. Look, I know it's a novel, but fucking hell, can we just get on with it? You're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Saitomo does them every year, and he's like totally dull. He just drags you around the entire campus and talks in that weird squeaky voice of his. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I smiled, trying to let this calm my nerves. Thanks. We headed down a hallway on the 3rd floor. May stopped us in front of a door numbered 325. That's us! Here we are. Aww. That's so cute. A faint smell of potpourri. I say potpourri, is that right? Some people say potpourri. I say potpourri. I don't know if that makes me wrong or French. I just spat everywhere. A faint smell of potpourri wafted through the room. The walls, like the hallway, were a soft, powdery pink. May ready to face them with a tapestry of posters, magazine cutouts, and photographs. Some of the photos were of cats, but most were of male models and rugged musicians. There's a band called Tortured Souls. Okay. A bunk bed, 2 writing desks with wooden chairs, a small dresser. Okay, yeah. The top bunk was already covered in neatly tucked blankets and throw pillows of clashing patterns and colours. The bottom bunk had a single stiff-looking pillow and a thin cotton blanket that I didn't need to touch to know was horribly itchy. I must have grimaced because May quickly smiled at me. I got way too many pillows and blankets. I always overpack. I went to Italy over break and Mum got really mad at me because I bought 5 bags, but we were only there for a week. Great. She laughed, pulled several blankets and pillows from her bunk and rearranged them neatly on mine. A sudden twinge of guilt and embarrassment hit me. There, that's much better. Thanks, May. I placed my suitcase in the bottom bunk and began to unpack its contents. Several changes of clothing, pens and pencils, empty notebooks, a few photographs of my father, a dilapidated stuffed rabbit, an old portable radio, and a small black box. Okay, Jesus. May opened the curtains and the sunlight poured in. So, where are you from? I slid the now empty suitcase under the bottom bunk. About 2 hours north from here, it's a small town called Amarisu. You probably haven't heard of it. Can't fucking pronounce it either. I set the stuffed rabbit, Mr. Bunny, on my bed beside a purple and teal throw pillow. Mr. Bunny. That's a great name for a rabbit. Oh, did you go to a different boarding school or? No, I went to a public school down the street from my house. Really? Public school? What was that like? Were the students mean? Did you have a lot of friends? I always went to private schools. My parents work a lot. My dad goes overseas, so I think they stuck me here for convenience. She talked so much. Oh, hey, what's that? I'd removed an ornately patterned origami crane from the black box and was setting it on the unclaimed writing desk. Oh, this? My mother made it for me a long time ago. I set it beside a stack of thick textbooks, which I assumed were provided for me. Wow, it's so pretty. I've never seen paper like that before. Oh yeah, the lights. Let me get them. May went to her own desk, opened the drawer, and pulled out a long tangled string of fairy lights. They're already up. You've already done it. I thought these would look nice. Here, help me string them up. She grabbed a container of pushpins and then pulled her wooden desk chair out and over to one wall. I did the same with my own. Together we pinned the lights around the perimeter of the room. Well, we've already done it. How was the train ride over? Did you meet anyone? No, not really. I was in a compartment with some guy and... Some guy, huh? Was he cute? Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't even get his name. May seemed disappointed for a moment, then perked back up. You'll have to point him out to me if you see him again. Oh, okay. Once we finished stringing the lights, May climbed down from her chair and brushed her hands together triumphantly. Yeah! Done. Good. Okay, now it's time for lunch. The food here is pretty good. There's this ramen place down the street from campus that's like out of this world, but the school only lets us leave campus on weekends. Oh great, it's a prison. May walked to the window. We could go today because it's Sunday and it's pretty nice out, but I guess you might want to go to the cafe since you just got here. We could... She was suddenly... That was a terrifying laugh. Interrupted by her own enthusiastic laughter. Terrifying laughter. Oh my gosh, Mimi Santos totally just tripped outside and fell on her face. I saw it. Oh, is that mean to laugh? Maybe I shouldn't have. Oh well. Anyways, let's go eat. I'm totally starved. She seems fun. She led me out the room before I even had the chance to respond. The cafeteria was buzzing with students excited for the new year. Do I get to make a choice yet? Please? The only people as nervous looking as I felt were the tables of skittish, wide-eyed first years. I stepped into line behind May, taking an empty plastic tray, was shuffled through, asking for helpings from the sulky cafeteria workers when we passed something that looked good. With full trays, May led me straight to a table in the back where a few students were already sitting. May sat down, and I took a seat across from her. Ooh, who's that? Hi, May. How was your break? It was good. I went to Italy and Spain. Dad fell off a ski jet and broke his ankle. Wow. It's better now, though. Oh, well, that's nice. That's nice. Your rich dad broke his foot. I expected to be introduced, but the girl turned back to her group of friends and May turned back to me. Oh, fine. Rude. She began to assault her food with a fork and tell me in a practically minute-by-minute account about her fleeting romance last summer with the boy she met on the beach. It didn't go further than a few salty kisses. Tell me more, tell me more. Like, does he have a car? No? Anyone? No? Are you too young for that? Sorry. I sat back and let May talk. For the first time since arriving on campus, I felt like I was finally able to breathe. Wish I could breathe. This is going on so long. I'm getting lightheaded. I picked up my Brussels sprouts and studied May as she spoke. Any school that traps you in, except for weekends, and feeds you Brussels sprouts, you want to get the fuck out of there. The more she talked, the more I began to notice small details about her. She had a high songbird voice.
What?
She was dynamic, her face twisting this way and that into exaggerated expressions as she spoke. She laughed often. She imitated people in wildly unflattering voices, seemingly unrelated to her actual opinion of them. I do that. I'm pretty bad with impressions. But most notably, she talked a lot. I didn't find this particularly annoying, as it filled the silence, and she hardly ever asked questions that required my full attention. Just as May was rounding off a shockingly detailed account of the time she accidentally walked in on her friend's older brother in the act of changing... Jesus. A flash of familiar green caught my eye. Ooh. I glanced over. Hey, that's him. Huh? Who? I leaned across the table to whisper, just in case he could hear me through the ambient chatter of the lunchroom. The boy from the train. That's him. Jared? I knew it was Jared. Yeah. Yeah, with the weird green jacket and swoopy hair. He just picked up his tray and was walking past us when something seemed to catch his eye. Hey, Jared. Oh, you. I looked up at him, suddenly realizing he was talking to me.
Hannah.
Okay, no, it's definitely not Jared's voice then. Hannah, I met you on the train. How are things settling down for you? Really well. I found my roommate. She's been helping me out. I gestured to May, who was thunderstruck. In fact, looking around, everyone was. People stopped eating to turn and stare at Jared and me. My shoulders bunched around my neck. Let me guess. He's the popular guy in the popular club that doesn't talk to anyone and everyone loves, but he doesn't like anyone. Well, if you ever need any help, I'll be around. 3rd year, right? I nodded.
All right.
Some of my friends are in that year. Of course, they can't compare to me, but I'll give them the heads up to look out for you. He flashed a dazzling smile, then winked. It's the least I can do for such a cute girl. Jared thinks I'm cute. Oh, wow, I'm blushing. Well, I'll see you around. I watched a torrent of thoughts raging through my head as he took a seat next to a bunch of guys who were all wearing the same jacket. That's Jared! She tore her eyes away from him and looked at me.
He's so cute.
He's the most beautiful guy in school.
Oh, Jared.
He does. They did make Jared look pretty cool, I'll admit. I can't believe he just looked at me. I looked at May. Her cheeks were glowing in indecent pink. Why do they all wear those jackets? Aren't all the guys supposed to wear blue blazers as part of their uniform? No, they're allowed to. They're... You know Jared? Oh, I see. Coming back for more. You thirsty bitch. That girl turned back around and was looking at me with sudden interest. Did I know him? I only talked to him on the train for a few minutes, so not really. We weren't friends or anything. But looking around, May and this girl weren't the only ones who were interested. Everybody seemed to be listening in. I knew it. This guy's popular and hot. And everyone's like, Jared! I think I pressed the button that I shouldn't have pressed. Never mind. I guess so. The girl looked me up and down as if she were inspecting a piece of furniture for purchase. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself earlier, did I? I'm Mimi. Nice to meet you. So how did you meet Jared? Oh, come off it, Mimi. Jared's not interested. Wow, May. Chill. What a bitch. May and Mimi stared at each other for a few seconds, having some kind of silent mental battle. Then Mimi turned away and continued to eat. That's really mean. Sorry. It was clear that she was just trying to get in with you for her own agenda, so I cut her off. Get in with me? Why? Well, you asked me about those guys in their jackets, right? Those are their normal Boots Club jackets. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. They're... What? What's normal Boots Club? There they all are! That's so weird! This is weird. This is very weird. Ah. It is a club we have at school here. It's like totally exclusive and full of only the coolest students. They get together and play video games or something. That one right there is John, also known as JonTron. His bird's name is Jacques. I love JonTron. I think he's great. He was at VidCon, I think, but I didn't get to talk to him. And also he has no idea who I am. So I was like, I'll leave it. John's also the president of the drama club here at school. Next to him is PBG. You could have just called him Austin, but okay. He and John founded the Normal Boots Club together. PBG is one of the best soccer players on our team. PBG, do you play soccer? Is that a thing you do? Maybe I like never picked up on that fact, or maybe that's just a compliment to you. I don't know. Then there's Gerard. I think that's how you pronounce it, but that's the completionist, right? Yeah, people call him the completionist because he's obsessed with completing things. He has the biggest itty-bitty kitty collection I've ever seen. I love the completionist. I've only really just started getting into it, but it's such a great show. Next name is Jared, also known as Pro Jared. He's a model. I think the creators like Jared. What do you think? Then there's Satchbag, but everyone calls him Satch. He's like crazy smart. Those guys over there are Paul, Nick, and Josh. They write a column in the school newspaper called Continue. Paul, the one standing up, is the student council president. And the guy on the end there is Shane. He knows more about video games than anyone, ever. This is so cool. She exhaled a dreamy sigh into her mashed potatoes. So, how would someone, join the Normal Boots Club? You don't choose the boots, Hannah. The boots choose you. I'm so gonna be in the Boots Club thanks to Jared. I just know it. What does that even mean? You have to be presented with the boots to be in the club. And they're like super selective. What are the boots? This is, oh my goodness. The club has this boot statue. It's like the one on their patches, but it's gold plated. It's their mascot, I guess. They do this weird initiation ritual with it. I'm so sorry, the game is fine. I'm getting tired. Ritual. I hear they fill a room with candles and wear these totally creepy robes during initiation. This U2 girl said she saw it once and they were all like chanting around the boots and it sounded like they were talking backwards. But I don't believe her. And even if it's true, I don't care if they're a cult because they're all really hot. What? I don't care that they could be murderers because they're hot. I don't care if they're in the KKK because they're cute. You fucking take that out of context, I will end you. Do they have a lot of friends? Yeah, tons of friends. I'd say they're the most popular kids in school. I mean, everyone in the school totally looks up to them. I bet they could get any girl in school too. Or boy, for that matter. Fair. Hey, are you gonna eat your cake? I shook my head and pushed the plastic tray across the table to her. For the remainder of lunch, I listened to May talk about Jared through mouthfuls of half-dissolved frosting. Back at the dorm, I sorted through the pile of textbooks the school left for me. My radio was playing a poppy tune, equal parts music to static. May fervently scribbled in a notebook at her desk, hunched over it with strikingly poor posture. Hey, May? Mm-hmm. She didn't bother to look up. Am I supposed to have a textbook for History 309? She shuffled through her papers on her desk before producing a thick textbook. A demure man with a powdered wig frowned at me from the cover. Yeah, this one. I sighed. I don't have that one. The school must have missed it. May shrugged and sat the textbook back in her pile. They have a bunch at the library. You can just check one out. Where's the library? May riffled through her notebook and wrote something down. She tore the page out and handed me a crudely drawn map. Oh, okay. Well, I'll be back in a little bit. Okay. Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna save right now. Save. There we go. And I'm gonna leave it here, dudes, because I don't want to continue. I quit the game. Everybody, I accidentally quit the game. I broke the game. Oh no, I broke the game. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, like I said, I'm going to leave this episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't mean to end the game that abruptly, but if you'd like me to continue and see, who we're going to date in the Normal Boots Club, then let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of this and also who I should date. But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then feel free to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to join the nest if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of whatever the hell I feel like playing. Catch you later. Bye!